Good pleasant good morning to you, and I hope you guys are all right. And I hope that you're not only in the best of health, but you're also in the best of mind. I just want to talk very quickly about never judge, touch, or talk, or handle, or ever deal with a matter before it's time. We're living into a time that is cosmetic. There's no real solid authenticity. It takes a lot for parents to educate your children. You can't just leave them to the system of the school, the system of the church, or the community. The system of the home got to be function effectively twice and triple as hard, because you're sending them into the world. And as I said before, there's either going to be a predator or the victim, and that's what we are avoiding. But if all of us as parents work together, regardless of our diversity, and to become one, then we will. That's the beginning of the power of the United Nation, of the kingdom that has always meant to be function, and effectively functioning. So, judging a matter before it's time. When you are going to judge something, you've got to be able to have the full facts. As I said, we're living into a life that people just quickly take people's life like a paper and shuck it. And no, I just want you to know your worth. Know your worth. Because on the other side, even though we know that it is not the moral or proper things to do, we can control people's ability or people's will in exercising their rights to whatever they think it is. But what we can do for you, we can educate you to be able to stand within your emotions, stand within your intellect, stand within your soul, know your worth, know who you are. And when you know who you are, you know who you're not. So you don't get carried away. You stand in the posture. You demand when people come before you how they should operate by your presence, by your very persona. Your demeanor should carry that sort of presence. You are a product of creativity, of light, of love, of unity, of peace, But if you embrace it, when you embrace it and you live a lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. And I'm not saying you're going to get up and be perfect one day and all of a sudden, then I become, I'm there. No, you've got to continue and consistently work at it every day. You're working on it every day. And if you keep working and you keep doing and you keep functioning, then automatically you become better and you become better and you become better. But your focus must be directed where it ought to, and where your focus is to be directed, it is on you, making you better. Not on anywhere else or anybody else, but it should be focused on making you better, making you the topic of conversation to become and becoming and always moving into. So when one is mature and one is, learned and knowledgeable, you don't judge a matter before it's time. Oftentimes people get into trouble because the matter is judged before it's time. How do you judge a matter before it's time? Talk about something that you know nothing really of, either gossip or talks or for whatever reason, but never judge anything before it's time. In other words, before you know the proper information. Know what is in the package. Know what it is about. Do your research. And it takes time. Do you understand that these food that we eat have been in the lab for a long time? These equipment that we use have been in the labs for years. This mobile phone has been in the lab for years and years trying to perfect, before it is released to the public for safety and correction and protection, for everybody, for whatever age and whatever social status. It has to be safe for individual use, for our use. So that's how it is with information. Otherwise, leave it alone, find out the full facts. Sorry, let me change this phone. Find out the full information before touching it. That's what it is. That's what it's talking about. That's life. Often do we understand that people each day have been murdered, they've been commit suicide, they have become mentally unwell, they have become just very just shut off from reality, whether physically or psychologically, and sometimes it is the matter of lack of judgments. What we are saying is that we all have to take responsibility to be accountable of our action and what we say and what we do. So before you say anything or do anything, get the facts. That's your homework. Get the facts. I'm not saying that we're going to get there all of a sudden. But if we try and we practice, we'll get there. Start with your mind, clearing out the junk and the rubbish and the low, cheap talk. Listen to yourself, and if it is not something healthy and something light and upliftment about somebody, check yourself, Don't let us build. And when we build, words are powerful. Words are not just words, but words got power. A physical injury may pass, but words sometimes may stay forever. So when we take responsibility for ourselves, for our neighbors, for anyone that we come in contact with by the word, deeds, and action, then we understand and we are moving towards. And I'm not talking about petty stuff. I'm talking about fundamentally making the country better. I'm talking about the people. I'm not talking about, sometimes we talk and people think you're talking the low stuff. I'm talking about helping the government. It's not about the Prime Minister alone or the Parliament or the House of Commons, or leave it to the system. But every individual start from themselves, from the home to their community, to the outer community. Then it start to spread another, London, Birmingham, Nottingham, all over till the entire United Kingdom of Great Britain becomes saturated with such fire, light, power, that people coming from all over to see what's going on here. What is going on here? What is happening to these British people here? That's what it's about, especially to my young generation, especially to the young generation, know something. You're seeing somebody with a car, you don't know how to get it. Let them be. Take your time till you get yours. You see somebody dressing in Armani, Versace, Louis Vuitton and all of that, and you build Valentino and the works, and you said, well, you know what? Well, I need to, and I'm going to, because you don't know how to get it. You don't know how to get it. I used to model, I get tons of stuff. You just don't know how people get what they get. Keep your eyes on yourself and your business and keep working. And whatsoever you're meant to get in life, you'll get it if you continue focus. Keep the focus and keep working. Having one direction, having one focus, having a clear, crystal outlook on you. Each one help one. Any thought that you've got about anything, let it be pure. Anything that you need to judge, find the whole matter. Search it out correctly. Search it and search it. Analyze, evaluate, summarize. Critically analyze, evaluate, summarize. Then you evaluate the summary again and again and again. Then you understand the holistic depth. And when you realize that, then you're going to realize that, I ain't got a time saying nothing. Come on now. Because the focus should be you. When you know you, when you understand you, you never pass a bad word against anybody or negative word, because you always reflect on you. There goes I ain't different. The focus is me. So before we say anything and do anything about any matter, search it out correctly.